When people come to therapy saying they feel lost, what they're really saying is, I've drifted too far from myself. Today, I want to take you through a process to help you find your way back home, back to you. I want to help you remember who you are. This is so important. In our busy, distracting world, it's easy to get disconnected from who we are, to forget who we are. And today, my goal is to help you remember. I'm going to take you through a process that will require a little reflection and a little writing. So grab a pen and paper and let's get started. Okay, I like acronyms, and today's acronym is about helping us to paint the picture of ourselves. PAINT is our acronym, so we are going to start with the letter P. P stands for people. I want you to think of 3 people who you admire, 3 people who inspire you. These could be individuals in your current circle, maybe family or friends, a neighbor. These could be individuals from your past, a teacher that inspired you, or someone that you knew at one point in your life, maybe someone who really gave you some guidance when you needed it, maybe someone you've never even met, maybe a figure from history. Write down these 3 people, and then write down next to their names, what are the qualities about them that you admire? Okay, when you're finished, I want you to look over that list. Those qualities that you admire in others, those represent your values. Sometimes the way we know our values is we know what we admire in others. And part of how we can tell, are we feeling good about ourselves and our lives is, are we doing enough to cultivate those values for ourselves? Are we living in accordance with those values? Are we making choices that reflect those values? Those values are important identifiers. Okay, next we're going to go to the letter A. A stands for accomplishments. I want you to think of 3 accomplishments in your life that you are most proud of. It could be anything. Have you found sobriety, paid off debt, potty trained your child, created a beautiful piece of artwork? What are 3 things that you are most proud of accomplishing? Write them down. Okay, next to them, I want you to write down, what did it take for you to accomplish that? What did it take? Did it take patience? Did it take stamina? Did it take research, learning? Did it take collaboration, people skills? Did it take just artistic talent? After you're done writing what it took for you to accomplish those 3 accomplishments, I want you to look over the list. These are your strengths. These are your special strengths. They're things that you have. And not only have you used these strengths already to accomplish important things, but you have these things in your arsenal. They're your tools. You get to take these with you into all future situations. They may also give you some sense of direction as far as what else do you want to do in your life? What do you want to attempt and try? These are the strengths that you get to use. Okay, next we go to I. I stands for interests. Interests can help ignite our pilot light. Interests give us enthusiasm. Some of us know our interests. Maybe they're reflected in our hobbies, but some of us may feel like we're so busy we don't even have time to do things that interest us. So I want to ask you this question. If I dropped you off at a bookstore and I gave you a whole hour and you could look at anything that you wanted, when I came back at the end of that hour, what would you have? Where would you be? Would you be looking at historical fiction? Or would you be in the cooking section looking at recipes? Would you be in the how-to section or the self-help section? What books or magazines would you have in your hand? This reflects your interests, but this also speaks to your passions. These are the things that light you up. It's kind of the DNA of your personality. And these passions, they really do invigorate and energize us. A question to ask yourself is, are you making enough room in your life for these passions? If you feel drained all the time or you feel complacent, perhaps you're not doing enough to interact with these passions. You're not giving them enough space in your life to fuel you, to fuel your spirit. Our passions are really important. Okay, next we come to N. N stands for notice your impact. Notice your impact. Throughout your life, you have done so many things to impact the world around you. It's possible that you've forgotten, because these things, once they happen, they're no longer visible. And sometimes people don't always bring them up, so we kind of forget. But I want you to think about how you have impacted the world around you, how you've impacted others. What are the things that you've done? Have you supported others? Have you educated others? Have you fixed things? Have you created things, designed things? Have you brought teams together, or have you just been a really kind soul to someone else who needed kindness? What have you done to impact your environment? Okay, the impact that you have made speaks to your purpose. Oftentimes, when we look at things we've done in the past to impact the world around us, those things have often given us purpose. And knowing what gives us purpose, that's a really key ingredient to finding happiness. So often when we feel happy, it's because we're doing things that give us purpose. So knowing your purpose is important. Finally, we come to T. T stands for treasure what gives you joy. Treasure what gives you joy. This could be anything. Once again, what gives you joy? Does looking at reptiles give you joy? Does playing soccer give you joy? Does listening to classical music give you joy? Does being with your kids give you joy? What is it that gives you joy? Write that list. These are things that give your life meaning. The things that give you joy give you meaning. So if we are feeling lost, sometimes we're not spending enough time doing the things that give our lives meaning, and we need to make more space for that. My hope is that this list that you've come up with, that gives you some sense of who you are. And if you learned something about yourself today, drop that in the comments. Tell me what you've learned about yourself. But if you do find in the future that you start to drift from who you are, this is a way to come back to yourself. Look over these things and ask yourself, are you making enough time for you? I hope that you've enjoyed going through these exercises, and I just want you to remember what a special person you are, and that the world would not be what it is without you in it. We need you in this world, being who you are and shining your light in the way that only you can.